Hello everyone. Today I will be speaking on the topic the leader I admire, that is Mahatma Gandhi. So let's begin. It is an honor to introduce to you one of the most influential leaders in modern history, Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi was born in 1869 in India, rose to prominence as the leader of the Indian independence movement. His leadership was characterized by his steadfast commitment to nonviolent resistance and his unwavering dedication to truth and justice. Gandhi's philosophy of satyagraha or truth force inspired millions around the world and continues to resonate deeply with people seeking peaceful solutions to conflicts. Beyond his role as a political leader, Gandhi's personal life was marked by simplicity, humility, and a deep sense of service to others. His legacy as a leader and a symbol of peace and nonviolence is a testament to the power of moral courage and the impact one individual can have on the world. He had a towering figure in the Indian independence movement, exemplified transformative leadership, which we have studied in our course, and is one of the leadership quality. Serving as a beacon of hope and inspiration to millions, his commitment to nonviolent resistance, known as Satyagraha, showcased his authentic leadership style. Is another leadership style which we have studied during our course, rooted in deeply held beliefs of truth and nonviolence. Gandhi's leadership was adaptive. The other leadership quality, as seen in his ability to shift strategies based on the context, such as the Salt March and the promotion of Khadi. His servant leadership was evident in his simple lifestyles and dedication to serving others, especially the marginalized and oppressed. Despite facing personal and political challenges, Gandhi remained steadfast in his ethical leadership, maintaining integrity and moral principles throughout his life. Outside of his leadership role, Gandhi's personal life reflected his values, living a simple life of poverty and humility. His leadership legacy continued to inspire leaders worldwide, making him a timeless example of effective leadership. Now, coming to the transformational leadership, which is one of the leadership qualities and one of the leadership. Gandhi's leadership was deeply transformational. He was a transformational leader. He inspired a nation to resist British colonial rule through nonviolent civil disobedience, leading to India's independence in 1947. Gandhi's Salt March in 1930, where he led a 420-mile march to protest the British salt monopoly, inspired millions of Indians to join the civil disobedience movement, which reflected a true leadership quality. So, this reflects transformational leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Transformational leadership is a process that changes and transforms people. It is concerned with emotions, values, ethics, standards, and long term goals. The bigger goals. It includes assessing followers' motives, satisfying their needs, and treating them as full human beings. Transformational leadership involves an exceptional form of influence that moves followers to accomplish more than what is usually expected of them. It is a process that often incorporates charismatic and visionary leadership. Transformational leadership is the process whereby a person engages with others and create a connection that raises the level of motivation and morality in both the leader and the follower. Gandhi also worked with the same principle. So there are four transformational leadership factors that we have studied during the course, and which Gandhi is also reflecting during his tenure as a leader. The first one is idealized influence, which provide followers with a vision and a sense of mission, as Gandhi's did by showing the independence of the country to the people who were following him. The second one is inspirational motivation, which communicate high expectations to followers, inspiring them through motivation to become committed to and a part of the shared vision in the organization, as Gandhi did. The third is intellectual stimulation, which stimulates followers to be creative and innovative and to challenge their own beliefs and values, as well as those of the leaders and the organization. Same which Gandhi did with his followers. The fourth, is individualized consideration that provide a supportive climate in which they listen carefully to the individual's needs of the followers. Now, coming to transformational leadership, it is a process that changes and transforms people. It is concerned with emotions, values, ethics, standards, and long term goals, as we did discussed in the previous slide. It includes assessing followers' motive. What are their motives? Satisfying their needs, their requirements, and treating them as a full human being, not robots. Transformational leadership involves an exceptional form of influence that moves followers to accomplish more than what is usually expected of them. It is like to take more out what people can do and make them more effective. It is a process that often incorporates charismatic and visionary leadership, which we learn from our course and of the book Leadership by Northhouse. And it's mentioned in page number 263 in 2019 edition, which is the 8th edition. Now, coming to the second leadership, which the leader I admire, that is Mahatma Gandhi, reflects his servant leadership. Gandhi epitomized servant leadership, dedicating his life to serving others for others' welfare and advocating for the rights of the oppressed and marginalized. Gandhi lived in a simple life, wearing traditional Indian clothes and advocating for self sufficiency. He often performed menial tasks to set an example of humility and service. Servant leadership is an approach focusing on leadership from the point of view of the leader and his or her behaviors. Servant leaders put followers first. They think about the followers first. They push them ahead, put followers in the front line, empower them, and help them develop their full personal capacities and with their full capabilities. There are 10 characteristics of servant leadership. The first one is listening, then empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, foresight, the vision, the bigger goal, stewardship, commitment to the growth of people, and building community. If we talk about servant leadership, it's an approach focusing on leadership from the point of view of the leader and his or her behaviors, as we discussed in the previous slide. So let's get in depth. Let's dive deep into what exactly it is. Servant leadership emphasizes that leader be attentive to the concerns of their followers. He's showing interest in their followers, listening them carefully, empathizing them, putting themselves in their shoes, the followers' shoes, and nurture them. Servant leaders put followers first, as we discussed in the last slide, empower them, make them independent, and help them develop their full personal capacities so that they are more capable, they are more efficient. There are 7 servant leader behaviors that are the core of the servant leadership process. The first, conceptualization. Second, emotional healing. Third, putting followers first. Fourth, helping followers grow and succeed. Fifth, behaving ethically. Sixth, empowering. And the seventh, the last, creating values for the community. The next leadership quality which my leader Mahatma Gandhi reflects is authentic leadership. Gandhi's authenticity was evident in his unwavering commitment to his values and principles, such as nonviolence and truth. Gandhi's commitment to truth and nonviolence was unwavering even when faced with personal and political challenges. He famously said, there is a quote, I cannot teach you violence as I do not myself believe in it. If I'm not doing it, I don't believe in it. I will not teach you that thing. One of the newer areas of leadership research is authentic leadership is still in the formative phase of development. People feel apprehensive and insecure about what is going on around them. As a result, they long for bona fide leadership they can trust and for leaders who are honest and good. People's demand for trustworthy leadership make the study of authentic leadership timely and worthwhile. There are 5 dimensions of authentic leadership identified by George. That is purpose, values, relationships, self-discipline, and heart. Walumba and Associates in 2008 had a research, and the research identified 4 components for authentic leadership. That is self-awareness, internalized moral perspective, balance processing, and relational transparency. Let's get deep down into authentic leadership. So there is a conceptualized authentic leadership as a pattern of leader behavior that develops from and is grounded in the leader's positive psychological qualities and strong ethics. They suggest that authentic leadership is composed of 4 distinct but related components that we discussed in the previous slide: self-awareness, internalized moral perspective, balance processing, and relational transparency. Authentic leadership can be differentiated into 2 areas. The practical approach, so there are 2 approaches that we can take for authentic leadership. That is, one is the practical approach, which evolved from real life examples, like real life scenarios, as well as the training and development literature. The second one is the theoretical approach, which believes on the and based on findings from social science research. As mentioned on page number 310 of Northouse, the book Leadership. Now, the next leadership which my leader reflect is adaptive leadership. Gandhi demonstrated adaptive leadership by evolving his strategies and tactics based on the context and challenges he faced, such as the Salt March and the Quit India movement. It is one of the movement and one of the famous movement in the Indian history. Gandhi adapted his strategies based on the context, such as shifting from mass protest to constructive programs like the promotion of khadi, homespun cloth, and village industries. Now, if we talk about adaptive leadership is about how leaders encourage people to adapt, change, welcoming the change, to face and deal with problems, challenges, and changes, as adapt is directly proportional to changes. Adaptive leadership focuses on the adaptations required of people in response to changing environment, and change is a natural phenomenon. Adaptive leadership has been used effectively to explain how leaders encourage effective change across multiple levels, including self or at organization level, community level, and at peer societal. An adaptive leader challenges others to face difficult challenges, providing them with the space or opportunity they need to learn new ways of dealing with the inevitable changes in beliefs. Adaptive leadership attitudes, perceptions, and behavior that they are likely to encounter in addressing real problems. Adaptive leaders engage in activities that mobilize, motivate, organize, orient, and focus the attentions of others, as mentioned by Heft in 1994. Adaptive leaders uses his or her expertise or authority to serve the people by diagnosing their problem and helping them find solution. The same Gandhi used to do. Heifetz and his colleagues defined adaptive leadership as an element of subset of complexity leadership theory that focuses on the strategies and behaviors that encourage learning, creativity, and adaptation in complex organizational systems. There are challenges or problems that are primarily technical in nature, challenges that have both a technical and adaptive dimension, and challenges that are primarily adaptive in nature. So, if we talk about adapt or adaptive leadership, it's an leadership challenges other to face difficult challenges, providing them with a space or opportunity they need to learn new ways of dealing with the inevitable changes in belief, attitudes, perception, and behavior that they are likely to encounter in addressing real problems, as we discussed in the last slide. Now, the next leadership quality my leader reflected is followership. Gandhi's followership was immense, with millions of Indians embracing his philosophy of nonviolence and self reliance, actively participating in the freedom struggle. It's a circle like followership, follow the leadership, and leadership, then go around with the followership. Gandhi's ability to inspire millions to join the freedom struggle, including people from diverse backgrounds and regions, showcases strong followership. There is no doubt in the followership list of Mahatma Gandhi. Followership also has an ethical dimension. Followership carries with a responsibility to consider the morality of one's action and the rightness of wrongness of the outcomes of what one does as a follower. So people follow you because they see what you are. There are ethical consequences to followership and to what followers do because the character and behavior of followers has an impact on organization outcome. Followership can be divided into two broad categories that are role based and relational based. What role you are performing, or the relational based, the relational relationship you have. If we talk about followership, as we discussed in the last slide, it's the influence of others to accomplish the acceptance the others have to influence to accomplish a common goal. To achieve equal influence with leaders, Shalif emphasized that followers needs to be courageous, and this courage comes for the followers need the courage for assume responsibility for the common purpose, support the leader in the organization, constructively challenge the leader if the common purpose or integrity of group is being threatened, and champion the need for change when necessary. Now, coming to the next leadership quality, my leader, whom I admire, reflect as gender leadership, which is one of the major leadership these days. Gandhi's recognized the importance of gender equality and actively promoted the participation of women in the independence movement. He encouraged women to take on leadership role without being biased, breaking away from traditional gender roles and norms. Gandhi also emphasized the need to address social issues such as child marriage and the treatment of widows, highlighting his commitment to improving the status of women in Indian society. Overall, Gandhi's gender leadership was characterized by his efforts to challenge and change social attitude towards women, laying the foundation for greater gender equality in India, which is a very, very big task done by Gandhi. Gender stereotypes can significantly alter the perception and evaluation of female leaders and directly affect women in or aspiring to leadership roles. Showcasing this kind of leadership shows that you are not biased to any specific gender and you take everyone with the same vision. The next leadership quality which Gandhi reflected was ethical leadership. Gandhi's ethical leadership was rooted in his unwavering commitment to truth, satya, and nonviolence, ahimsa. He believed that these principles were not just strategic tools for achieving political goals, but were essential normal imperatives that guided his actions and decisions. Gandhi's strength in ethical leadership lay in his ability to align his personal values with his leadership style, inspiring others to follow his example and creating a legacy that continues to inspire ethical leaders around the world. Not only this, if we talk about ethical leadership, it provides a system of rules or principles that guide us in making decisions about what is right or wrong and good or bad in a particular situation. It provides a basic for understanding what it means to be a morally decent human being, as we studied on page number 488 in Leadership Book by Northouse. The next leadership quality which my leader reflected is team leadership, which is also very essential. Despite being known for his individualistic approach, though he was little bit on the individualistic approach side, decision making, Gandhi understood the importance of collaboration and teamwork in achieving his goals. He surrounded himself with a team of dedicated followers and advisors, including individuals from different backgrounds, religions, and ideologies. Gandhi's team leadership was characterized by his ability to inspire and empower his team members, encouraging them to take ownership of their roles, doing their roles, performing their roles independently within the movement. He fostered a sense of unity and purpose among his team, emphasizing the importance of working together towards a shared vision of independence and social justice. If we talk about the team leadership, there is a Hill model for team leadership, which is based on the functional leadership, claim that the leader's job is to monitor the team and then take whatever action is necessary to ensure team effectiveness, as we studied in page number 535 of the Leadership by Northouse. A team is a type of what is team exactly? Team is a type of organizational group. It comprises of organizational group that is composed of members who are interdependent on each other, who share common goals, they have a common vision, they have a common big picture, and who must coordinate their activities to accomplish their goals. For example, if you drive a car, you have steering, you have a gearbox, you have an accelerator pedal, they all function together with the coordination to move the car. Now, coming to the last leadership quality which my leader Gandhi reflected. is cultural leadership. Gandhi believed that India's cultural traditions, languages, and practices were integral to its identity and played a crucial role in the country's freedom struggle. He emphasized the revival of indigenous industries, so he gave a rebirth to the in house industries such as Hansbury Khadi cloth as a way to promote self reliance and preserve Indian culture. Gandhi's cultural leadership was evident in his efforts to incorporate cultural symbols and practices into the non-violent resistance movement, making it a deeply rooted and inclusive movement that has resonated with people from all walks of life. If we talk about culture and leadership, today's leaders need to acquire a challenging set of competencies if they intend to be effective in present day global society, as we read in page number 621 of the Leadership by North House. So, at last, to conclude this and to reflect or to give a in depth sharing of my leader, whom I admire a lot, I will say Mahatma Gandhi's leadership embodied the core principle discussed in Leadership Theory and Practice book by North House, which was our course book. His transformational leadership style, rooted in authenticity and ethical principles, inspired millions to join the struggle for Indian independence. It has so vast, massive impact on the Indians. Gandhi's servant leadership was evident in his humble lifestyle, down, the grounded lifestyle he lived, and dedication to serving others. He was living to serve others for the welfare of others and the community. His adaptive leadership allowed him to evolve strategy in response to changing circumstances. So he was showing adaptive leadership. He was adaptive. He was changing according to the circumstances and he was reacting according to the changing circumstances, which reflected his adaptive leadership, which is one of the major leadership quality a leader should have. While his cultural leadership celebrated India's diversity and promoted unity among Indians, Gandhi's leadership legacy is a testament to the enduring impact of leadership that is grounded in moral courage, humility, and a deep commitment to truth and justice. So, at the end, I will say Gandhi has almost all the leadership qualities which we studied during our course, and I admire him and I wish I can also learn and nurture these leadership qualities in my life so that I can also prove myself as a good or a best leader. Thank you.